Welcome everyone to this new stream here on the channel, and on today's stream we will be talking about the US CPI data because yes, today is the day. In exactly 27 minutes from now on, we're going to get the new CPI data that's going to hit the markets, and I can tell you already we're expecting some volatility to be hitting the market. So I will be going over all the most important short-term charts. I will go over all the most important long-term charts about the volatility, the CPI data, what it will mean for the market, and many more important stuff. And we'll talk about the classic market, about the huge correlation with the liquidity and the prices that are currently surging. So make sure to stick in the stream because yes, in exactly 25 minutes, first of all, you will be knowing as soon as possible what the data is going to be, and we'll be quickly discussing what it could mean for you guys out there on the channel. And of course, I'm currently going to talk about my trades, and maybe I'm even going to open up a new trade once there's really going to be volatility hitting the market. So make sure to stick in the stream. Let me straight away talk about Bitcoin on the imminent short term because yes, yesterday, we saw a massive rally towards the upside, and actually it was quite a beautiful move, but still, if you're zooming out to the bigger things of it, Bitcoin was still creating a small move. We can't really say this is a big move. Bitcoin is not really breaking out yet so far, but indeed it had some volatility, what was of course definitely nice to see. But looking at the 4-hourly time frame, we really got rejected by the top side around the 30,000 US dollars. And I've been talking about this for already quite a while on the channel, on today's update video as well. I think that this level right here, this is the liquidity range here. This is also that previous high in the market, and we were unable to be breaking above that liquidity range. And most stop losses from people that are actually shorting have their stop losses set up around that 30.1k to 30.3k. So once we're going to hit this level, I expect Bitcoin can break through it very quickly, and probably it will shoot towards the upside. And you see this happen all the time for Bitcoin once it really creates these massive moves, right? As well over here, this was a massive market move here, this green candle right here. It basically got triggered since everyone was bearish the whole time all the way towards the downside, and people go short and their stop losses are usually around these liquidity ranges. And you can see right here, we hit that level, Bitcoin broke above it and moved up very quickly. So I'm expecting something similar for this time around here. If Bitcoin really is going to be breaking above that range high, in this case the 30.3k, then we could really see the shorts getting liquidated and really the market start flying, but only if we're going to be hitting that level. Of course, if Bitcoin moves lower and we're going to be breaking below the lows, this is of course where a lot of long orders have got their stop losses set up here. So if Bitcoin breaks below the low right here, and then we could start to see potentially a long squeeze because people are going to exit their long positions. So these are the two most important levels in the market right now here. The top side on 30.3k and the lower side around 28.8k. So keep your eyes wide open on these levels. I will be trying to discuss it, of course, later once the data is going to come out here. But yes, definitely I will be keeping my eyes wide open on these two important levels. On the 4-hourly time frame, we can actually start to see that Bitcoin is creating a small little uptrend right here where it is creating higher highs together with higher lows as well. So that is actually looking quite strong for the imminent short term, but still in the bigger perspective, we can clearly see Bitcoin is trading on a downward sloping trend. But if you're zooming out even further on, we can see that Bitcoin is in general in a larger uptrend. So that is of course very beautiful to see here. And as long as this trend continues towards the upside, I remain to be expecting the Bitcoin price action is going to keep surging. And you can clearly also see here on the 4-hourly time frame, you maybe can't see that clearly, but we're clearly creating somewhat of an upward sloping support line on the bigger perspective. And it seems to be that every single time once we retest this level, we tend to be bouncing from it. And just a while ago, we retested this level, what was of course super exciting to see here. Currently, Bitcoin is hovering around $29,000. I mean, sorry, 29.5k. And really, we're currently pricing in about what is going to be happening with the CPI data. Because quickly talking about why I'm streaming today here and why I think it's super important to talk about the market and to look at the market today here is because of the data that's going to get released today. So today is Thursday, the August 10th. And we're going to have the core inflation and the regular inflation. If I'm going to first of all look at the core inflation, it looks to be that it's going to be sticky, sitting around 4.8%, exactly the same level as last time around here, like we've been discussing in previous times. The core inflation is the most important inflation to look at because the Fed really wants to bring down the core inflation. And currently it's still sitting around 4.8%. And if it's going to come in any colder than expected, so if it's going to come in lower than expected, the markets are going to pump because currently it's priced in that the core inflation is going to be sitting around 4.8%. If it's going to be higher, markets are probably going to take a dump. If it's going to come in lower than expected, we're probably going to see a massive pump in the markets. And that is where we should be looking out for. So we can't really predict what is going to be happening. The only thing what we can do right now here is look about, okay, where do we expect the inflation is going to hit the markets? But that is, of course, super hard to be predicting. And due to that, it's going to be super hard to be expecting about where the inflation is exactly going to be hitting. Further on, if I'm going to be looking at the regular inflation, we look to be having a small little increase in inflation from 3% to 3.3. Yeah. That is going to be, of course, also a little bit of bearish news. But to be very honest, this data is already being priced in towards the market. So looking at the true inflation data, usually the inflation data from the government itself isn't always that accurate, but the true inflation data is also indicating that July saw a small little uptick in inflation. So yeah, I do expect that these reports, what they're predicting, are going to be very close to be the truth. So we're going to be looking about where it is going to come in at, and of course, if it does come in lower than expected, it will be very positive for all markets. But looking at the history of the inflation data reports, you can see these green vertical lines, and every single time you see a green vertical line on the chart, that was a previous time where the inflation data hit the market. And you can currently see here on the S&P 500, the last 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times in a row, we actually saw a green day on the CPI day. So for the last 9 times, we saw the market moving up on CPI day. And currently, of course, we do not have a candle yet because, yeah, the S&P 500 is not open yet, and the data usually comes out before the market opens. But yeah, let's see how it's going to be playing out. But from history, if history is an indication, it's probably going to be playing out a little bit more positive. So I'm actually quite excited about it. You can see here, last time around on the data, we had a massive rally, and exactly the hour before the data came out, we already had that surge towards the upside. So yeah, we usually tend to see a lot of volatility the hour before as well. So probably in the last, let's say, 10 to 15 minutes before the data is going to come out here. So in approximately 10 minutes from now on, we're expecting volatility is going to be hitting the markets again. So that is actually quite exciting to be seeing here. Further on, looking at the data compared to Bitcoin, we can see that the last few occasions, Bitcoin actually had a negative experience with the CPI data. So last time around, we had a red day, but after that, we saw a massive pump. Before that, we also saw a red day. Before that, also a red day, red day, red day. So for the last 4 times, we saw a red day for Bitcoin once the CPI data hit the market. So this is not necessarily forecasting anything good here for the imminent short term. But to be very honest, the last 2 times the data hit the market, it was red on the day itself. But after that, we had a massive rally right here. And also right here, we saw a small little uptick to $32,000. So let's see how it's going to be playing out. But really what we're also currently experiencing is that the S&P 500 is in a downward sloping trend here. And that is also dragging Bitcoin down here. And Bitcoin really didn't had a big move towards the upside like the S&P 500. And currently is getting dragged down by the bearish momentum of the S&P 500. So let's see how it's going to be playing out here. But definitely in approximately 90 minutes, the data is going to be hitting the market. And that will be most certainly cause massive market volatility. And we'll keep you guys up to date about where the data is going to come in at, and yeah, basically we're going to discuss it live here on the channel, and potentially if we do see some volatility towards the downside, I'm going to be opening up some new trades as well here on the channel. Further on, we can see historical volatility for Bitcoin. I mean, it's super boring to talk about it. The market is just super boring. It's still at an all-time low, and I've been talking about this almost for every single video now, but it's just a fact. Bitcoin historical volatility is sitting at all-time lows, and this is indicating that there's going to be a big move imminent, but when it's going to be happening is just going to be super hard to say because, yeah, that's just not how it works. It's super hard to predict when the volatility is going to hit the markets, but only one thing you know is once the volatility is low for such a long period of time, you tend to see high volatility periods afterwards. So yeah, I will be still expecting high volatility is going to be hitting the markets anytime soon here. So you can clearly see it right here. Volatility is sitting at all-time lows, and we're just waiting before we're going to see that next big move really hit the market. Further on, we can see volume for Bitcoin remains to be dropping, and this is a very interesting observation that I'm currently making. So this is the Bitcoin dollar index here. So this is the general Bitcoin chart here with all the volumes combined, and you can clearly see volume is still decreasing from its previous rally towards the upside. This rally towards the upside had massive green volume, what is of course beautiful to see, but ever since we've been trading in this range here on the top side, Bitcoin has become more boring, so more sideways price action, but more importantly, the volume has also been dropping. And this is still indicating And once again, I'm coming back towards that volatility standpoint. That volatility is likely going to be hit anytime soon here, because once periods of low volatility hit the market, usually big breakouts tend to be happening. So you can see it also over here, periods of low and dropping volume, and at one point the volume starts to pick up again here. The market tends to react back towards the upside and go towards a new price range, and then it tends to consolidate. But be aware, guys, you may be bearish on the price action of Bitcoin right now here, but be aware we are consolidating above $29,000 for over 50 to 60 days right now, and this is in general quite a good thing for the market, because it's bad if the market moves up to $60,000, let's say, in one go, because then people probably we will see also a massive dump again. So a lot of people that accumulated around the lower side region right here are also distributing right here. So we're getting rid of the weak hands for a cheaper price, and that will be only causing less sell pressure if the market tends to go up to 60 to 50,000 US dollars. So yeah, it may be boring for the short term, but it is good for the longer term for Bitcoin to be consolidating around this region. Currently, we're still 15 minutes out before the data is going to hit the market. So let me quickly talk about the S&P 500 and the US debt ceiling and the debt clock here. So quick thing here before going back into Bitcoin, the reason why I'm super excited about Bitcoin here is because since the US raised their debt ceiling, the debt of the US national government increased by more than 5%. And that was 2 months ago here. So in 2 months time, the US debt increased by more than 4 to 5% because because the interest rates are so high right now, they have to create more debt here. And their debt to GDP ratio is currently 120%, and just 23 years ago it was only 56%. So what we're currently seeing due to the high interest rates, the US government is literally going bankrupt. So I am expecting and predicting that the interest rates can't stay so high for so long. And that is, of course, only making myself more excited about the Bitcoin price action, because more dollars are going to get printed. So more money is probably going to be moving to Bitcoin and safe assets like Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, where money is really divided by the people and not by the government and power. So I'm super excited about this stat here, and it's only making me more bullish to see the US debt increasing so much, so significantly. Of course, it's also very frightening because, yeah, a lot of people are probably going to become very poor, and that is, of course, not a thing I would like to see. But please make sure to act on this very important news and the very important events that are currently happening on this market. So what we also can see is that the US federal tax is decreasing while they have to pay more taxes. So literally, the government is about to default. If this stays for like another 2 years, probably the US government is going to default. So that is why I'm super excited about Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Looking at the stock market, it had a massive rally back towards the upside, and right now it's starting to begin on a small little correction or downtrend. So if it does decide to be correcting, it could be bearish for Bitcoin in the bigger perspective. But let me quickly talk about Bitcoin before going towards the CPI data, because in exactly 14 minutes it's going to hit the market. And after that, I'm also going to do some altcoin requests. So make sure to stick in the stream here if you are interested in buying altcoins. I mean, Bitcoin, of course, in the previous movement towards the downside had this massive downtrend. Once it broke broke outside of it, it moved up very quickly, like I said. That was due towards the liquidity range where we were breaking above of, but also the downtrend. And currently we can see something similar. We're once again consolidating below this resistance. On the daily time frame, you can clearly see that 29.7k is clearly the resistance to be breaking. I've been talking about it multiple times on the channel. And looking at the 4-hourly time frame, you can see over here as well here, we were first consolidating below resistance, and once we broke above it, we retested it, we moved up very quickly. And currently as well, we're just struggling, we're touching this level, we're clearing the sell orders, but still not clearly breaking above it. And if I want to be seeing a confirmed break above this level, I just need to see the break above 30.3k on the 1 hour or 5 minute time frame, because that is where a lot of orders are set up, stop losses are set up on the market. So at the same time, we can see daily MACD is actually crossing bullish right now here, and that is of course a super bullish thing to see here. The daily time frame is actually breaking above this downward sloping trend line, what is also a very good development on the price action of Bitcoin. Of course, we're creating this legendary support line I've just talked about. Every single time so far we've been retesting this level, we've been bouncing from it, so pay attention towards this super important trend line right here on the market. If we ever see another retest of this level, it's likely that we're going to see a bounce. And I've been talking about that Bitcoin is getting ready for a massive move here, and that like 2 or 3 days ago we saw a 3% move in the market. This is just still nothing. A 3% move. We're talking about 3% moves on Bitcoin. I mean, a big move is brewing for Bitcoin, and that is for sure, because I've started to zoom out here. I started to look more at the bigger perspective for Bitcoin, and you can just clearly see that there's a big move coming, and it's not going to come tomorrow or today. It could be happening tomorrow or today, but at least it's going to be happening in the coming 25 to 26 days here. So In the beginning of September, I'm expecting this big move is going to be hitting the market, and you can clearly see the top side right here on this pattern is the big resistance box that we need to break above of. I can even extend this level here, this top side box here, as previous support from the bull run. You can see here previous support from the bull run flipped into resistance once we broke below it. That was the the move towards the downside that we got from of that retest, and right now we're retesting that level together with this legendary support line that we create from the beginning point of 2023, and this level is about to retest and come together, and that is the point where massive volatility is going to hit, because Bitcoin needs to make a decision whether it can be breaking above resistance on the top side or whether it's going to be breaking support and probably going to see more downside. And it's going to be a big shift in the trend here. If we break below the support, I expect that coming like 3 to 4 months could be a bearish trend for Bitcoin, and we're probably going to see a lot of downside. But if we manage to be breaking the top side, are we expecting the coming 3 to 4 months could be super green for Bitcoin, could be super bullish, and we could start to see much more upside. So this is a very decisive moment for Bitcoin that's going to be happening in 30 days approximately, so get ready for that, and we'll be watching this very closely. Of course, still on the weekly time frame, we need to just break above $32,000, this resistance box here on the top side, if we ever want to be saying we are still bullish on Bitcoin. I mean, right now, I remain to be bullish since we're holding the uptrend, but as soon as we hold the uptrend, I will be starting to flip bearish, because then just my bias is going to shift around here. I mean, if I'm going to talk about the bear market, if we do break that support, we're not going to be entering a bear market or whatsoever, because if you're looking at the technical bear markets from the past, it looks to be that it is already behind us. And I mean, you can clearly see it in 2014, bear market lasted approximately 400 days, 2018, 360 days, 2022 also once again around 380 days. So bear markets have got a similar length from the past, and I mean, you really should start to believe in these cycles here. What happens in these cycles for Bitcoin? So we saw the halving in 2016. Let me say this correctly. What was it? In August 2016. I think it was over here. Let me quickly confirm it. Bitcoin halvings. 1 second, guys. November 2012, July 2016. So July, there's not as over here. So I was pretty close. Guys. I do know my history. So this was the second Bitcoin halving. Then we've got the third Bitcoin halving in 2020 May. I remember that, in May 2020. Then we've got another halving coming up right now here in 2024 March to April. Probably it's going to be beginning of April, so I'm going to set it right here. So if you're looking at these events here, so the pandemic crash was definitely a black swan event. If there's going to be a pandemic or whatsoever, yeah, we could have these things here, but you should quickly try to erase this out of your mind, and basically the price action otherwise would have stayed around this level right here, this green box. So you can see from the previous cycle in 2014 to 2017, the Bitcoin halving, we had a double bottom here from the bear market, and then we saw that slight movement towards the upside. We had that beginning rally up towards the halving, then we had some bearish price action, and then the bull run started. So I expect the bull run is not going to start before the halving for Bitcoin. So I expect the bull run is going to start approximately like 4 to 6 months after the halving, but still I expect that we're going to be seeing some halving hype, some excitement towards the halving. You saw it also right here from the recovery. The halving was pretty exciting period in the market, and approximately like 4 to 6 months after that, we had that big rally towards the upside. So I remain to be expecting something similar. And if you're just looking at a bear market for Bitcoin, it's not likely that we're going to go down to $12,000 right now here. I mean, maybe it's going to be happening this time, it's going to be different, but it's probably not going to be likely that that's going to be happening. So I'm super excited about the long term for Bitcoin. Quickly, before talking about something else, the Bitcoin dominance here remains to be in a significant uptrend, and I want to be warning everyone out there who's very interested in altcoins or who's going big into altcoins. The best time to be buying altcoins is usually once Bitcoin breaks its all-time high. I personally have been buying some altcoins as well, but not a lot. I currently hold like 15 to 20% of my portfolio into altcoins, and I'm going to go massively in towards altcoins once Bitcoin is going to be closing in towards this all-time high. But now it is most certainly more risky. We can see all kinds of altcoins that have been bouncing like 50 or 60 or even 70 or even 100% here, but still they are usually down 90 to 80% compared to Bitcoin from the last previous all-time high in the market. So altcoins remain to be very risky, and if I'm looking at the market in general, Bitcoin is a better hold until it breaks this all-time high. It's very interesting to see that. So this is the Bitcoin dominance, and if I overlay the Bitcoin chart on top of it, guys, you can clearly see every single time. So let me make this a little bit less thick. Let me also place this on logarithmic so I can show you guys this very clearly. So this was the point December 2020, where the Bitcoin dominance started to take its turn. So you want to be buying altcoins on this highest point of Bitcoin dominance, because that was the best point to be buying and stepping into altcoins. So you saw that was a very good point to be accumulating it. And once Bitcoin was sitting on its all-time high, of course, in hindsight, it's very hard to say what the exact all-time high is. You actually want to be exiting the market. So if you think, okay, this is the top for Bitcoin, that is the point you also want to be exiting altcoins. So that was the big move for altcoins. And if you look also at the previous cycle, the moment Bitcoin broke its all-time high was here, June 2016. So that was this point right here. Once again, the beginning point, you have to really zoom in here, the beginning point of really a big run-up for altcoins. So once again, if I'm going to learn from the past, and if you want to be making more money in the future, the best time to be buying altcoins, and if you want to be reducing your losses in the market, the best time to be buying altcoins is once Bitcoin is closing in towards its all-time high, or even once it is breaking its all-time high. So remain to be very careful with altcoins. I do still am buying altcoins. I want to clarify that, but a small portion, and I'm going to be allocating a big portion of my portfolio to altcoins once Bitcoin is going to be breaking that all-time high. So this is my strategy for the upcoming bull run. I mean, in the coming 2 to 4 years, we're going to be making a ton of money, but you have to be preparing yourself well if you want to be doing so, if you want to be benefiting from that liquidity that's going to run in towards the market. There's going to be so much liquidity for you to be making money, but only if you benefit from it wisely. So that is my quick advice. Of course, it's no financial advice, but that's my own strategy, what I'm currently doing with altcoins. I remain to be finding altcoins quite risky, but I'm still buying some that I do really trust in. And of course, once Bitcoin breaks its all-time high, I'm going to be buying all kinds of stupid altcoins that could make me even more money. I've been still buying some stupid altcoins on some hypes that are existing in the market, like the base chain. There was some hype, and if that happens, I'm still going to be buying some altcoins, but not with massive amounts of my wealth. So right now, we're 5 minutes out before the inflation is going to hit the markets. I'm quickly going to be preparing some stuff here, guys. I'm going to be looking at the chart for Bitcoin. What is going to be happening, guys? What are you expecting? Is Bitcoin going to be moving up or down? Or is it just going to be staying trading sideways? What do you guys expect here? I personally think, I personally find it very hard to make a prediction what is going to be happening, since I've got no clue about where the inflation is going to hit the market. Usually I've got a clue about, okay, right now I expect this or this, but right now it's very sticky. So that's why I don't really expect a big move is happening. And what I want to be saying here, if there's going to be a big dump or whatsoever, and the data stays the same, I am expecting the Bitcoin or the S&P 500 is going to recover very quickly. Why? Is because the data is already priced in, and then it's just an overreaction from the market. Because you can clearly see it also on the S&P 500. We had that movement towards the downside because it got priced in. It's not because we've been bearish. No, the data is getting priced in. That's why we moved towards the downside for the past weeks here. Here is the point. The data priced in here, and if we're once again going to take a big dump, well, the data is going to be staying exactly the same like consensus, then I think we're going to recover very quickly. But if it's going to come in colder than expected, so it's going to come in higher than expected, then really I won't be surprised to see a dump and really take us to a lower level. So it's going to be important to see where the data is going to come in at, but it's also very important to know on how to interpret this data, so how you should take it. But we're going to be looking at that. It's going to hit the markets in exactly 3 minutes, guys. So get ready. I'm getting very excited right now here. So like I said, if the market is really going to be taking a dump, while this coming in at consensus, I'm going to be looking to be reacting very quickly towards this with some new positions, or maybe even add more margin towards my trades here. So I'm going to stay put if I should be opening up a new trade here. So get ready for that, guys. At the same time, guys, we're watching with 800 of you guys out there. Can we smash up that like button? It will be absolutely incredible. Bitcoin is going to 26K. Will be absolutely lovely, so I can be buying even more. Sideways, I reckon. I mean, yeah, it's been super boring. But sideways price action will be... it will be boring, but it will be good for consolidation. Usually over the course of the summer months here, Bitcoin tends to be very boring. And the summer look to be ending anytime soon. And like I've said earlier into this video, I really think that we're seeing 2 to 3% moves right now here, but really the 10 to 20% moves or even 30% moves are going to happen once we break outside of this pattern right here. So it's a very decisive moment in the market right now. We should be getting ready for that here. All shorts are going to get liquidated. I've been talking about my liquidation my liquidation level for the shorts. In my opinion, we should be breaking 30.3K. If we break above this level, we're going to get a massive short squeeze getting initiated. And of course, if we break below the low here, 28.8K, we're going to see some long positions getting liquidated. And of course, if I will be looking at the open interest, let me see if this is the correct indicator. Yeah, this is the correct indicator. Open interest on Bitcoin remains to be extremely high here. It has seen a massive uptick in the market on this move towards the upside. So we're going to be watching this. We're going to be monitoring it closely. Bitcoin open interest usually tends to be increasing on these kinds of events. Yesterday we saw a massive uptick and even hitting highs not seen since the FTX collapse. Okay, guys, so now I need to focus. I need to refresh the data. I need to get ready for this. If you're watching this stream, you will be probably know first on the channel what the data is going to come in at. So let's see. Usually the website tends to be very laggy moments before the data hits the market. But I will be watching this closely. So I'm going to be putting up the chart for you guys out there so you guys can watch the chart. And at the same time, I'm going to be refreshing the data and tell everyone who's watching the stream what is going to come in at. So I've got my phone ready here with my notifications enabled. And we should be knowing it any minute right now, guys. Let me see. We're currently 35 seconds out before the data is going to hit the market. So far, Bitcoin has been super boring. There's not really been any moves here. So this is very interesting to be seeing Bitcoin being so boring. But definitely exciting. Guys, what do you guys think? Is it going to come in hot or cold? Let me know. Oh, 31 minutes? Oh, wait, is it going to come in 31 minutes? Oh, guys, I completely forgot. Oh my gosh, this is... Everyone is saying it 30 minutes. Indeed, guys, I completely forgot. Holy damn. I thought it was 2 o'clock. I thought it was 2 o'clock, but it is, of course, 2:30. Oh my gosh, I got so screwed in my own head. So, inflation is going to get hit in 30 minutes, guys. Excuse me for that. Oh, this is... I feel so ashamed. But yeah, it's in 30 minutes, guys. I was thinking it was going to come and hit the markets right now, but it is in 30 minutes. So we have to be a little bit more patient. 30 more minutes and the inflation is going to hit the markets. This is so funny. I was thinking 2 o'clock the whole time. So let's discuss some more charts before it is it's going to be hitting the markets. Of course, right now we already discussed the predictions, and that was also the reason why there was absolutely no volatility in this market. Extended stream, exactly, guys. Now we've got a good reason to stream a little bit longer here. So what are we going to be discussing? Let me quickly go over. I actually just discussed like most of my charts that I prepared. So in a second, we're going to go in over some altcoins and maybe some general market stuff that we need to go over off. Quickly talking about the trend on Bitcoin. If you're looking at this trend here right now, you can currently see that Bitcoin is still holding above that 75 daily EMA moving average. And basically, as long as we're holding this trend here, it's actually looking quite okay here. So that is, of course, a very exciting thing that we can currently still see. So far, we remain to be trading in an uptrend. And if you're also looking at the bigger perspective, so let me go to the daily time frame, weekly time frame, open up that super trend indicator. This is so funny, guys. Pepe, please, guys, make sure to drop your favorite altcoins in the chat right now, and I'm going to talk about them in a second from here on. So quickly looking at Bitcoin, last thing I want to be discussing here is the super trend indicator. The trend is your friend until it ends, and you can clearly see currently we're clearly trading in an uptrend. We're clearly trading in an uptrend, and if this trend is going to shift around, so Bitcoin breaks below that previous on the market, then we also should shift our bias. So that is, of course, what I will be looking at for the Bitcoin price section right now here. So I saw Pepe already. I'm going to talk about more altcoins, but let me quickly jump in towards Pepe, because Pepe, let me quickly see, this is, I think, the chart with the most history. Pepe has been... yeah, it's been coming down, it's been moving up, but it's not really making big moves right now here. Do I think it's a good hold? First of all, it's a meme coin, guys. It's a meme coin, so it's not really a utility token. I think it's a fun meme here, and I think it's going to stay around in the next bull run as well here. You can clearly straight away see, if you're looking at Pepe, we are finding a very big downward slope and resist line. And I mean, we need to be breaking above this level if we want to be seeing any upside. If you really want to be buying Pepe, let me quickly compare to Bitcoin. Okay, this is a very bad chart. If you really want to be buying Pepe, I mean, it's too risky. I find it risky. You could make some money with it, but it is just a too risky chart to be investing in, too risky of a project to be investing in. You could be making money, but you should be prepared to lose all your money if you buy this. So yeah, I'm not having a lot of Pepe in my portfolio right now here, but you could definitely still hold it, but I'm not super excited about it. A thing that is a little bit more safe if you really want to be buying meme coins, I think it's Dogecoin. I mean, Dogecoin, looking at the weekly time frame, it is breaking this very long downtrend on the weekly time frame, and if you're looking at Dogecoin, it is probably going to be having some utility by X, by the X, formerly known Twitter. So that is definitely very exciting, and that is why you should definitely keep your eyes wide open on Dogecoin. I think it's got some potential for the future, especially since Elon Musk is so obsessed with so obsessed with Dogecoin. So that is very, very exciting. And if you're looking at Dogecoin compared to Bitcoin, this is what really gets me super excited here. Looking at Dogecoin compared to the Bitcoin chart here, you can see right now that Dogecoin is having a retest, a multi-year retest. This is a resistance against the Bitcoin chart, right? So this is a resistance that has been sitting here for over 3,600 days here. So over 10 years, this resistance level has been here, and Dogecoin is retesting this level. And the last time we retested this range, not this exact level, Dogecoin bounced against Bitcoin, guys, against Bitcoin more than 250% here. And right now, we have so far bounced in approximately, what is it, like 20 to 25%. So there is still a very big move brewing for Dogecoin. It has remained to be trading against in a downtrend against Bitcoin, but you can basically see, if you learn from the behavior of Dogecoin against Bitcoin, is that it has these very big moves towards the upsides and very fast moves towards the downside. And you can see that if you manage to be buying around these very critical levels in the market, these lows as well here against Bitcoin, you can make certain amounts of money, and a lot of money, to be very clear, because every single time once it tests this against Bitcoin, it bounces significantly. Here it bounced off over 800% against Bitcoin, and the last time it bounced over 8,000% against Bitcoin. So I think that if you want to be buying Dogecoin, this is actually quite a decent range to be buying it. Of course, like you can still see, we've been maybe bouncing here approximately 30-40% against Bitcoin, but still from its all-time high, it's down around 70 to 80% here. So yes, I remain to be expected the real gains are going to come in the next bull run, but still, it is at a very interesting level to be looking at. The CPI data, guys, is going to hit the markets in 25 minutes. Excuse me, I said 5 minutes ago. Quickly looking at another coin. Let me see what the chat is saying here. I see Render. Yeah, Render is actually a very interesting project. I've been looking at Render quite a while ago. Boom. Render, I think Render, like fundamentally speaking, very good project. Fundamentally speaking, very good project. Let me quickly get another chart for you guys up here. One thing I know. Quickly looking at the token unlock, guys. Boom, 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 boom. I know that a Render's got a big token unlock coming up here. And I'm looking for the token distribution chart. Sorry guys, I need to search this up real quickly. Yeah, like 12.6 million Render got unlocked in the half year of 2023. I think this is it. I'm looking for it, guys. Okay, maybe I have to be looking this up once I'm not streaming, because it takes me too much research. So one thing I know about Render is that there's a big token unlock coming up here for the remaining of the year. So there's probably going to be a lot of inflation. If you go to a coin market cap, so let me quickly show you this, guys. So this is coin market cap. If you go to Render, this is usually how you can compare it as well on how much inflation there's on these coins. So you can compare the market cap towards the price. So let me set it to a year. So this is the market cap and this is the price. So you can see the market cap has actually been increasing, but the price not so significantly. Sometimes it even can set a new all-time high, while market cap, sorry, sometimes all-time high can set a new all-time high, and the market cap is and the price is still not setting that, because there's so much inflation. And on Render, there's quite a lot of inflation, but it is still doable, it's still overseeable. I mean, if you're looking at Render, it has a significant uptick here as well, especially if you look at the future, that we're probably going to need a lot of computer power. Render's probably going to do very well here. So I'm super excited about this project. I think it's fundamentally very strong here. So I've been holding it. Actually, I've been selling my Render on the top side right here, and I've been talking about this multiple times on my Twitter page as well here. So I can search it up for you if you want to be seeing this. That I told everyone that I sold it. So I've been selling my render around the top side right here. So, yeah, I need to search this up real quickly. I can do this later. You can go to my Twitter page if you want to be seeing this. But I've been selling my render around this top side right here. I'm looking to be buying it, but not yet so far. I think it's got some more downside potential with this move here towards the downside. If you compare render to Bitcoin, it is still in a clear uptrend. To be very honest, but really the level with low risk here for render is sitting around this region right here. If it comes down to this region, create a double bottom, you can buy like significantly cheaper. And like I've been saying, altcoins probably remain to be bleeding against Bitcoin till the end of the year, even though it's a good project. So I remain to be finding render a little bit high risk here. Especially with the token unlocks coming up here. On the daily time frame, it's been moving down quite fast here, to be very honest. And actually, it's sitting right now at a very critical level in the market. So if it does decide to be breaking below this range, we could start to see much more downside getting hit for render. If you really want to be looking at the good buy range here, I think the ultimate buy range for render is around like $1. That $1 mark is a very important level. You can see that it's previously around those big resistance. Here it flipped into support. I know people want to be hearing from me, render is going to be blowing up, but I'm going to be completely honest with you, and that is that altcoins remain to be high risk here, and it remains to be in a small little downtrend here on the daily time frame, like you can clearly see. So yeah, be very careful with these altcoins. I think a big accumulation range is around at $1. And if it comes to $1, I'm personally going to be buying a lot of it. The market cap of render is sitting around, I don't know exactly what the market cap is sitting around. It's currently sitting around 630 million. If it comes down to like 500 or 400 million market cap, you could easily make like maybe 10 or 20 to 30x here on the next bull run. So yeah, there's a lot of potential for this coin, for this project, but be very careful with buying it around higher levels. I mean, in the end of the day, in 2 years, is it really going to be mattering if you're going to be buying it around 170 or $1? I mean, you're still going to make profit, but you're going to make a significant amount of more profit if you can get a better accumulation price. So be careful for that. Quickly going over Litecoin, I see many people talking about Litecoin. I've been saying this for many times before. The Litecoin halving just happened. I shouldn't be holding Litecoin right now here, guys. Maybe you're seeing me because I'm talking negative about altcoins a lot right now, that I'm a super bear, but I'm not a big bear. I'm trying to help everyone out there on the channel. It's no financial advice. It's just what I'm personally doing. I think Litecoin is a bad hold right now here. Usually after the halving, it tends to be dropping down here, and you should be very critical if you want to be buying altcoins. You should be very critical if you're looking at altcoins. Litecoin is currently probably going to see a similar movement like it had in 2019, so you should be very careful with that. Against Bitcoin, Litecoin has been suffering years and years in a row right now here. You can see this is the weekly chart from Litecoin against Bitcoin. You are better off with holding Bitcoin than Litecoin, and you can clearly see it is in a massive downtrend, and probably this trend is going to continue. And only for the last few weeks, maybe it has seen a small little uptake of like 100%, but still compared to the last bull run, it is down over 50% against Bitcoin. So Litecoin remains to be high risk, and it should be very, very careful with this project. So yeah, it could maybe see these moves here like this as well, like 400 or 500% up against Bitcoin. But this happened in the bull market, and right now we're not in a bull market, so be very careful for that. XRP, I did some analysis on XRP earlier today here. So XRP, of course, broke that weekly downtrend. You see clearly that it is retesting this weekly important level here. Super excited about this level. I personally think that, let me quickly say 1 second. I personally think that XRP is going to be having a massive bounce from off this level. Personally, I am very excited about the project. And if you're looking at the 12-hour time frame, you can actually see that XRP is creating somewhat of a hidden bullish divergence. So you can clearly see on the RSI, the 12-hour time frame on XRP is creating a lower low. And on the price chart of XRP, you can clearly see you're creating a higher low. So XRP is creating a hidden bullish divergence. Excited about that. It has not been performing so strong here. A lot of distribution is going on right now, but still, I've been saying this like before this big pump happens here. I think that XRP is going to be entering the top 5, top 4 again in the next bull run. It's got great potential, and they could be the first cryptocurrency that's going to be completely regulated in the US, and that could cause massive, massive buys in the market. So I'm excited about XRP. I think that this previous, like you can see, resist/support level right here, that's currently getting retested, and I remain to be expecting that level is going to be super important. So yeah, I'm super excited about XRP. I think it's going to be having massive rallies towards the upside, and you can clearly see that, like, if we will ever retest this upward sloping support line again here, that I will be looking at, we could start to see massive upticks in the market. So I'm excited about this, and I will be expecting that XRP is going to be trading in a bullish trend until it really breaks breaks below the support line, but I won't be really expecting since the macro for XRP is quite bullish. Tenet is also a coin I've been buying. Tenet is a coin I am actually buying right now here. If you want to be buying this coin, or like if you're interested in trading this coin Tenet, you can do it on Bybit. But let me quickly do an explanation about Tenet. And I mean, if you want to be buying altcoins or anything, go to the link description to Bybit. You can actually claim a deposit bonus up to $30,000. You can trade Bitcoin. It's a completely regulated exchange. You can trade Bitcoin. You could buy it, you could sell it, you could trade with leverage. So if you want to be trading Bitcoin or buying it, go to Bybit in the link description. And this coin Tenet is also on that. And Tenet is a layer 2 solution. What is actually quite exciting. It's a very good fundamentally project. But you can currently see Tenet has been trading in a massive downtrend. Basically here the top side is keep on getting us rejected here. So this is of course the level that we need to be breaking off. I won't be looking at this support line right here because I think it's lacking. It is lacking support, but you can clearly see we're creating this horizontal level right here that we need to be holding up towards. So we're creating somewhat of a descending triangle with the breakout happening approximately in the coming 2 to 3 months here. So Tenet, it's just consolidating around these lows here, but I think 11 cents is quite cheap for Tenet, to be very honest. I think it's a very good project. I'm quite excited about it. And to be very clear, I bought 100,000 tokens and I bought them around, what is it, 16 or 14 cents. And I'm just going to hold it for the next bull run to see how it's going to be performing. I mean, I buy like tons of coins that I believe in and then I just see how it goes here. I'm not going to touch it. I'm not going to sell it. I'm just going to hold it. And if it is going to do a 10x, I'm maybe going to cash out 50%. And just hold the rest to see how it goes here. So yeah, pretty excited about the project. It is also listed on Bybit. So yeah, that's pretty cool here. EGLD alpha chart. Yeah, I mean it's not a beautiful touch point indeed. Clearly it's not a beautiful touch point, but personally if we do remain to be holding the 10 cents, it's going to be looking quite okay here. In my opinion. Then quickly going over Cardano. I mean, a lot of people are talking about Cardano in the chat here. Guys, don't forget to slap the like button if you do enjoy the stream here, because in 15 minutes, the CPI data is going to hit the market. We're going to talk about that. If you want to be seeing more analysis about Bitcoin, make sure to go to the beginning of the stream. You could just wind back. We discuss the most important charts for Bitcoin, the most important things that are currently going on here. So check that out right now here. But further on, looking at Cardano, I think Cardano has got more to bleed potentially. Potentially it's got more to bleed. It is down bad. It's down very bad here, Cardano. This is the Cardano against Bitcoin chart. There were many people super excited about Cardano, and Cardano is one of the coins that made me a ton of money in the last bull run. I bought Cardano in 2019, 2020, and it made me a ton of money. And I bought it around 2 cents, 1.7 cents, and it went up, of course, to like $1.80. Or $3 even, $3. So you can see Cardano, it is down approximately 90% against Bitcoin, 82% against Bitcoin. It saw a smaller uptick here towards the upside with like 40% bounce against Bitcoin, but still it is down bad against Bitcoin. So what can I say about this chart? Cardano is bleeding against Bitcoin, and like I've said about many altcoins are going to probably remain to be bleeding against Bitcoin until it breaks its all-time high. You saw that with Cardano in 2018. You can see that as well once again in 2021, and you will probably see it once again in 2024/2025 once once Bitcoin is going to be potentially breaking its all-time high. So I think we're right now closing in towards the bottom for Cardano. That is one thing I can guarantee you, because usually altcoins, they tend to bleed like 80 to 90% here. So this is definitely an accumulation range. I'm not going to talk you outside of that. It's an accumulation range, but since there's so much history in Cardano and there's so much holders, there's still going to be a lot of sell pressure as well in the future. Cardano, I think it is like around this blue line, a very good range for accumulation. This blue line as well, let me say this correctly, is 85% down against Bitcoin, 86%. But this green box right here is 92% down against Bitcoin. And you can see also this green box right here previously around provides very big support for Cardano. So if we will be seeing Cardano ever touch this green box again, I'm going to be buying loads and loads of Cardanos around the level. But currently, I can be starting to be buying in towards it, but not massively. You can see also this level was the low right here on the market. Resistance right here was also the beginning point of the rally towards the upside. So this blue line right here is definitely going to be super important. So I'm going to keep my eyes wide open on it. And of course, I want to be seeing the downtrend getting broken. So Cardano, relatively low risk right now. But still, don't get excited if it bounced 30% because it's still down 90% against Bitcoin. So looking at the dollar valuation, went up to $3.08. Absolutely crazy, absolutely epic for Cardano, of course. Had a massive bear market here, went all the way down to 3 cents here, even to 1.8 cents here, 1.7 even. What is, of course, absolutely mental for Cardano. You can currently see Cardano is also against the dollar valuation in a massive bearish trend here. You can see that it's once again retesting this downward sloping resistance line. If you're looking at horizontals, we are currently sitting around that level that previously around was support, and also this level right here provides some support. I don't really see this as a very big significant level. If I really want to be looking at Cardano at a very big important level in the market, I will be looking at that 10 to 9 cents range level, and that is currently still like down 70%. So Cardano can still drop another 70% here before finding its bottom potentially. So it's very hard for me to say that. But there's a possibility that altcoins are going to bleed even more. So be careful with them. I think Cardano, it could be performing again very well, but you're not going to get a 100x again with Cardano. You can maybe get a 10x, maybe an 8x or maybe 15x, but you're not going to get a 100x if you're going to buy Cardano. And I don't know your financial situation, but I think the risk to reward is a little bit high right now on Cardano. The risk is relatively high for a relatively low reward, and that is why I'm not necessarily buying in towards it. So that's my quick thesis and my quick analysis on Cardano. Let me know in the chat, guys, what I should be discussing next. Please don't spam in the chat, because if you're spamming, I'm not going to do your report. I see a lot of people talking about Quant. Quant is also an exciting project. Quickly, let me look against Bitcoin, because what I really find interesting in bear markets is you should be looking at these coins not against the dollar valuation. You should be looking to these coins against the Bitcoin valuation. So once again, like almost every single altcoin, altcoins remain to be bleeding against Bitcoin. This one, in this case, Quant is down, let me see this correctly, 72% against Bitcoin. Relatively low if you compare it to Cardano. So Cardano has been bleeding more. From its start point, it's been up massively, of course. So looking quickly at these levels here, you can see we're currently sitting around this horizontal level right here. Interesting level to be looking at. And you can see if I just pull this level to here, you can clearly see that this was also the previous start point. So very hard to do my analysis on this level right here. But where I really see a big interesting range here, of course, the range that we're currently trading on is an interesting range to be looking at to accumulate. But it's still got more downside. And if you're looking at the next big support target, it's going to be around this level right here. So Quant, it could be finding its bottom right now anytime soon here. But still, I've been saying this for quite a while here. If you're looking just at previous bear markets, likely altcoins are not bottomed out yet. If I'm looking at previous bear markets here as well here, you thought 2019 with the worst was behind us, but then Bitcoin still had a massive rally towards the upside. So I still think there's more upside to come for Bitcoin in terms of its dominance. So that is why I remain to be believing that the altcoins remain to be bleeding more against Bitcoin in the future still. Because it has been doing the entire time as well right here. And even though Bitcoin has bounced more than 100% since January 2023, that was this point right here. This was the point the real Bitcoin bounce started, right? And Quant is still down massively. So even though the markets could start to turn bullish, Quant could still drop more against Bitcoin. So that is what I want to be trying to say here. You maybe think that this is the bottom already, but I won't be surprised if it comes down to this level. And if it comes to this level, it would make up a very good buying opportunity. So for some of these altcoins, I remain to be a little bit more careful, and I remain to be a little bit more patient before going big in towards them. So yeah, let's see how it's going to be playing out. But personally for Quant, as well like the other altcoins, maybe wait a little bit longer here. And of course, the lowest risk to reward ratio for these altcoins is once Bitcoin breaks this all-time high. But for that, we just have to wait a little bit longer. But if it's going to hit that 0.03 level, I will be a buyer. I currently don't hold any Quant, but I will be looking to be buying if it really is going to be hitting these low risk stages in the market, but it currently isn't yet so far. Quickly looking at FTX token. I mean, guys, FTX is going to probably relaunch later this year. I've been doing a very good analysis on this $2.60 level. We got rejected by it every single time here. It's going to probably relaunch later this year. And I'm just thinking, who's actually going to be using FTX? Honestly, in the chat, would anyone use FTX if it's going to get relaunched? I personally wouldn't. But looking at this chart, you can see that this is the support level on the lower side. It's just bouncing between these two levels here. So I'm expecting if it's going to come towards this low in the market right here, to this low in the market right here, we're probably going to see a bounce again. So I'm going to keep my eyes wide open on that. But personally not a buyer. but you could make some money from it if it does come down to 80 cents probably. So I'm going to be looking at that. Currently, you are 8 minutes out before the inflation is going to hit the markets. So let's see what is going to be happening, guys. What do you think? Is the inflation going to come in hotter or colder than expected? I mean, Bitcoin has been very boring today. And probably the volatility is going to hit the markets once this data is going to get hit. At the same time, I would love to see you guys slap off that like button. So if you do like the content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. But more importantly, smash up that like button. Will be highly appreciated. Just a sign of appreciation. I've been doing this for like 3 years now as well. I just recognize it. I've been doing making YouTube videos every single day for 3 years right now. It's absolutely crazy. So yeah, thank you guys for watching every single day. I really enjoy making these videos. I really love talking about the market. On parties, people hate me talking about Bitcoin, but I just want to talk about Bitcoin every single day. So that's why I love YouTube, talking to you guys out there on the channel, and I just have someone to talk against. Should I buy now or later? I'm not a financial advisor, so I can't tell you, but I'm personally not really buying into altcoins right now. I've been buying a handful of altcoins. Lately, I had a very good trade on prop chain. I've got some very good trades that I'm doing, but I should be very careful. 3.1% will be quite bullish. Yeah, it will be bullish since the market is currently pricing in some higher levels. Currently, also with my trades, guys. Currently, I remain to be long on Bitcoin on BitGet, making like 1.1 Bitcoin. It's not a very big trade. Looking to scale it up if Bitcoin really dumps. And on Bybit here, guys, I've deployed like, what is it, $60,000 or $70,000, and I'm currently owning a profit of about like 3 to 4K. Looking to make more profits in the future. This Ethereum trade is like 4x leverage, very low. Liquidation is around 1400. If Ethereum comes down to 1480, I'm going to double down my margin, add another like 40 Ethereum to it. To bring down my liquidation price. But I want to be opening up a swing trade on Ethereum as well, since I'm super excited about Ethereum and its future of it, guys. So in 5 minutes, we're going to have the data come out here, but let me quickly talk about Ethereum, guys. This is absolutely crazy. If you're looking at Ethereum, guys, it's probably going to do so well for the next bull run. So if you're looking at Ethereum, it currently got a deflation rate about 0.27% a year. And since the merge happened, we saw approximately 300,000 Ethereum got burned, what is absolutely crazy. And if you're looking at the Ethereum balance of exchanges, so let me quickly show you this. This is the Ethereum balance on exchanges, guys. Look at how rapidly Ethereum is leaving exchanges. So there's a big supply shock happening. Less and less Ethereum is getting available to be buying on exchanges, and at the same time, we can see that more and more Ethereum is getting burned. And on top of that, if I'm going to be looking at the staked Ethereum, this is even more crazy. Total value staked. So the total value staked is currently approximately 28 million Ethereum, and that's about 25% of the total circulating supply of Ethereum is currently staked. What is absolutely crazy? What is deflationary? Well, we can currently clearly see the trend that Ethereum is getting withdrawal from exchanges. Ethereum is really setting up for a big supply shock. This is not a thing you're going to see tomorrow or the day after. This is a thing that you can see like a year from now on. It's going to change the market massively. So that is why I'm currently also in a small swing trade on Ethereum. I think Ethereum can really go to $10,000 or even beyond in the next bull run. Like with such a small trade, if you can open up such trades in the bear market, you could make like tons and tons of money. This could make me more than $800,000, and this Bitcoin trade right here could make me millions and millions of dollars. Also on BitGet, this trade right here could make me millions and millions of dollars by just entering a trade with a few $1,000s. So yeah, there's a lot of money on the table to be made here if you're trading in a bear market, and I like swing trading. That's why I've got this trade open on Bitcoin for quite a while right now, and I just like to make money from it. So yeah, I like to catch the bottom, and that is why I'm trading these markets. So if you are interested in trading, go to the link in the description. You can right now claim a deposit bonus up to $30,000. Guys, in 4 minutes from now on, the CPI data is going to hit the markets. 3 minutes to be exact. So get ready. CPI is coming out in 3 minutes. So guys, I'm going to do maybe some more altcoin requests in a second from now on. But now we need to talk about the US inflation data. It's hitting the markets in a few minutes. Let me quickly open up the economic calendar. Oh, sorry. So yeah, it's loading up, waiting for the release. I will try to notify everyone straight away here on the channel. So make sure to stay put. I've got some notifications enabled on my phone, on my PC. So I can share you guys the data as soon as possible. So it's going to be hitting in 3 minutes. Volatility is so far super low. That's correct. And I've been saying this, I mean, people are of course joining the stream right now, but I've been saying it. If it's going to come in around consensus, so around where it is expected and the market is going to drop, I expect to see a major fake out. However, if the inflation rate is going to come in lower than expected, it's probably going to pump massively the markets. If it's going to come in higher than expected and it drops, probably we're going to be moving a level lower. So get ready for that. There could be some huge fake outs. If you're looking at the open interest in the market, it is decreasing right now here. So we're seeing some deleveraging. You can see what you can currently see here is that Bitcoin is moving up and the open interest is going down here, what means that short orders are getting closed here. Some people are scared in the market. That's interesting to see. Interesting to see right now. So yeah, 2 more minutes, guys. To be exact, 1 minute and 30 seconds. Let me put it to the 1 minute time frame. Crazy. 1 minute out. Where are you streaming from? Currently, I'm streaming from the Netherlands, but yeah, I will be traveling in the coming months a lot to different places. I will go to the Formula 1 in Singapore, so let me know if anyone is going to be there. I'm going to go to the Singapore Grand Prix, also to the Dutch Grand Prix. I really like Formula 1. But now it's time to talk about the markets. Bitcoin is starting to be moving a little bit here, not too much here. It's a few dollars only. This is the 1 minute time frame, guys, to be clarifying it. What's expected here? You can make a quick screenshot to see what is expected. Consensus is the expected rate where it's going to come in at, and this is the previous rate. So core inflation remains to be sticky, and year-on-year inflation looks to be rising by 0.3%, but we will be knowing it in a few minutes, in 21 seconds. Yeah, usually in the summer I like to be in the Netherlands, that's why. But this summer has been actually quite terrible. Okay, guys, 1 minute. Three seconds. Usually the market reacts before us. It's moving up massively. Okay, come on, website is loading. Oh, Bitcoin is moving up a few $100. It's not loading yet. It usually is lagging behind a few seconds. This is always so terrible. Okay, Bitcoin is moving up quite nicely. Not that significantly. Oh, it came in. Oh, core inflation dropped by 0.1%, guys. Oh, that's very nice to be seeing. Core inflation is, of course, the most important inflation that we were looking at. So that is very nice as well. The regular inflation came in on 3.2%. What is an increase of 0.2% compared to last month here? You can see it here on my Twitter page. I've got... And that's why you should be following me on Twitter, guys, because I've got a bot that automatically posts these things here. So this is super nice to be seeing here. Inflation looks to be, core inflation looks to be dropping by 0.1%, and that is what I talked about. Core inflation is the most important inflation to be looking at. You can see 4.2% is where it came in at. Core inflation is, of course, what the Federal Reserve is really targeting to be bringing down here. So that is a very, very nice development that we see in the market, and that will probably react towards the markets right now with a small little pump towards the upside. That is actually quite nice to be seeing here, because it came in. Because it came in lower than expected. So that is very nice. The market priced in that it was going to go down, and now it is going up a little bit here. So let me quickly check what the S&P 500 is doing. S&P 500 is also straight away seeing an uptick here in the pre-market. Markets are going to open in 1 hour, if I say it correctly. But the S&P 500 jumped by 0.4%. Bitcoin jumped by approximately 0.2%. So Bitcoin is still lagging behind. But it is definitely interesting to be seeing here. Yeah, I mean, in the end of the day, is it really a big move? It isn't. It's like $50. It's super boring. But usually, if you're looking about what happens to Bitcoin once the data comes out here, is that the move really happens after the data comes out here, not straight away on the data. So the green vertical lines are the times that the CPI data hit the market. Last time around, you saw the day after Bitcoin moved up to $32,000. Here as well, day after we dropped significantly, and then we had a massive rally towards the upside. Here, day after we dropped significantly. Here, day after we pumped significantly. Here, the day 2 days after that, we pumped significantly. Here, the day after we pumped significantly. So what I'm trying to say here is that the data needs to get is usually getting reacted towards a day after, or a few days after. So get ready for a big move usually after the data comes out here, because now the market can settle down again and it can start to say, okay, what is the new normal we want to be trading at? And that is basically what is going to be happening. So yeah, quite excited to be seeing what is currently happening, and Bitcoin is moving up, and that is of course a lovely thing to be seeing here. Bulls, get ready. And guys, I've been saying this in the beginning of today's video here. Boom, boom, boom. Let me get the right chart in front of me. Is it this chart? Yes, it is this chart. So if we want to be seeing Bitcoin really had that massive rally, we want to be seeing 30.3K getting touched here, because a lot of short orders are going to get closed or liquidated around the 30.3K level, the previous range high in the market. A lot of liquidity is around this level. So if Bitcoin is going to touch this level, I expect it's going to be a rocket ship towards the upside. So I'm going to be keeping my eyes wide open on that here. You see it every single time. Once Bitcoin creates these very big moves here, it tends to be happening once we break above that liquidity range here in the market, because a lot of short orders are getting liquidated or stopped out around this level. Bitcoin creates a big move towards the upside. So I'm expecting something similar once Bitcoin touches the 30.3K. So keep your eyes wide open on that level. 30.3K is the level to be watching. So there's not really a big move happening right now. So let's see what's happening. Bulls, get ready. Yeah, guys, I'm super excited about this move here in the market. By the way, we're currently 1 subscriber out before reaching 114,000 subscribers. If you haven't subscribed already, I've been doing this for 3 years, daily, every single day. It would be absolutely lovely if you subscribe to the channel. I mean, yeah, I would like to ever one day hit that 1 million subscribers, but it would be amazing if you can smash up that subscriber button right now on the channel. Let me see. Yeah, there's not a real big reaction right now here. Not a very big reaction in the market. So yeah, we already discussed the most important charts here. Volatility remains to be, of course, at historical lows. Volume remains to be dropping here. Quickly checking up on the S&P 500. S&P 500 came up, straight away came down again here. It's not really interesting moves happening here. So yeah, the data did came in lower than was forecasted. So that's definitely a very nice thing. If you want to actually stay up to date about all these data developments, you should definitely go to my X profile or Twitter profile, however you want to call it, because over there as well you get notified about what the data is. And yeah, you can see it right here. Subscribe to me on Twitter, or yeah, X. I don't know how to call it actually. It's just X. It's Crypto Rover or Rover CRC. Bitcoin remains to be sitting around 29.6K. Actually, people are more bearish. Yeah. I mean, I remain to be super neutral on this trend here until Bitcoin really reverses outside of this region. On the daily time frame for Bitcoin, you can currently clearly see here, we're just still trading in this lower range here. So, I mean, yes, we are pumping towards the upside. We had a small little uptick here, but really the resistance break is 29.7K. SBF, I don't know, it sounds like a shitcoin, so I'm not going to check it. Check the DXY, that's a very good one from you. Let me quickly go over the DXY. DXY saw a big movement towards the downside. That was actually very interesting to be seeing here. To be very clear, this was like a 0.3 or 0.4% flash move towards the downside. It is recovering right now a little bit here. Let me disable the economic calendar. Looking at the daily time frame for the dollar index, you can see it broke back inside of this region, but still ultimately it's trading in a downward sloping trend here. So yeah, dollar index, I don't know really what to think about it, but it is of course remain to be trading in a bearish trend here. So if it really takes another move towards the downside, that's the point where we can start to see more positive hits the market. And yeah, that's what I will be looking at. So guys, yeah guys, now that was the data. There's not a lot of more stuff to discuss right now on the market. I've been live for 1 hour, so we'll be wrapping up the stream right now, guys. This was the inflation data. Thank you so much for watching towards this amazing new stream here. Subscribe to the channel if you want to be staying up to date about more of these developments on the market, more of this data. Like I've said in the beginning of the video, usually the data tends to really create a move the day after or a few days after. So let's see what's going to be happening tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday, the last day in the week. So expect that tomorrow is going to be once again a beautiful move here. Otherwise, we're going to see something over the course of the weekend. So thanks so much for watching towards the amazing new stream, guys. It was an absolutely lovely stream. Subscribe to the channel because tomorrow morning I will be making another update video. And of course, if something important happens later today, I will either make an update on X, so follow me over there, or I either will make an update here on YouTube with an emergency video here. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next live stream. Peace out. Goodbye.